I really feel like most of life is just blowing it. Most of life is just blowing it. It's just like having like here's my moment. Here's my like chance to meet my heroes, say hi, say my piece, say thank you, and instead you fucking blow. You just like, and it's just. I just think that's so funny, but that's like not just like meeting heroes. I think that's most things. It's just like blowing it.
What would you say is like the weirdest geek out? What's your weirdest geek out? Like a celebrity, you're like, oops, like that's not a person's not necessarily famous, but they're famous enough, and now I feel I weirdly handled this.
I got real awkward around. So like I'm very lucky to get to go to conventions and meet other guests that are there.
Sure.
Some of which I'm like, you are way too famous to be talking to me right now in the same room as me. I don't know what's going on here. Some really lovely people, some people who are not as lovely. Sure. Won't name any names. But there's a cosplayer named Allison Tabitha who you've probably seen on the front page of Reddit many times.
Okay.
She is the most phenomenal cosplayer. She literally transforms herself into these characters by ways of costuming and makeup and just everything that she does. And so I've been following her for like years. And she was at a convention just at a booth that I was at. And she had a line the whole time. And I remember saying to my convention agent, like, I would love to meet her at some point. And during lunch, he grabbed me. He's like, oh, she's actually available if you want to go say hi. And I was like, yeah. And I was that awkward fan around her where she was like at her booth and she's like, hi. And I'm like, hi, I love your stuff. You're so good. Can I like get a photo with you? And she's like, of course. And in the picture, she's like, she has her arms around me and I'm just standing there like super stiff. Just like, oh God. And I was like, oh my God, that's the most nervous I've ever been meeting someone by far.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's so funny because you have experience of being on the other end of that. And it's just like,
doesn't change anything.
How all of that just disappears.
Oh,
it just
100%.
out of your brain the second you meet somebody. Yeah.
Which is why, like, whenever we do RTX or conventions like that, and like, you know, you guys watching right now, you say like, you're nervous to meet us. It's like we get nervous meeting other people too.
Sure.
Like, we are not any different. We're just humans, all of us. So yeah, just know that we're a bunch of nerds as well.
I remember once I was at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was with Jeff, and we were outside the convention center, walking across the street. You know that street right outside, across the convention center where the train goes and everything. Yeah. We're gonna cross. I think we're gonna get lunch or something, and we're walking across there. And it's Comic-Con, so there's tons of people walking. Yeah. You know, like the light changes, everyone's walking. We get like halfway through the street, and Jeff just stops in his tracks and goes, "That's Andre 3000." And I'm like, "What?" And yeah, like Andre 3000 is like walking right at us, like walking past us, going to the convention center, and Jeff just like can't move. He's like, "Oh my God, it's Andre 3000." He's walking right at us. Jeff didn't say anything. He just locked up. Andre 3000 walked right past us, and then when he couldn't see us anymore, Jeff was like, "Oh my God, can you believe it?" I was like, "You didn't want to say hello?" Or he's like, "No." And we just kept walking.
Holy shit!
But it was funny to see, like, you think of Jeff as being so aloof,
unflappable,
but just frozen in terror.
He couldn't even walk.
Yeah,
he was just like stuck.
I like out of all the different celebrities that it could have been, it's Andre 3000 that he geeks out over.
So funny.
Great.
Oh my God! What about you guys?